At the World of Wellness. This is Wellness Week 105, and as you can tell, it is the holiday season. So happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy and Merry Russian Christmas, of course, especially to Philly Phil behind the scenes today, helping us out and make us look so good. So Merry Christmas, Phil. So we're excited the holiday season, and so many great things to be thankful and grateful for. And today we're going to really help focus on what are 5 things that you can do to help you manage any holiday stress. So why are we having the stress during the holidays, Phil? This is crazy. It's a great time of year. Well, there's a lot of reasons that can create stress. And probably the biggest ones is the pressure some people feel, right? You got to either travel to go see somebody, or maybe you're going to be hosting at your house. The financial investment for the holidays, not only the gifts, but all the food. Food pricing is outrageous. The gifts you have to buy, any traveling you have to do. So they become a financial investment, and that puts pressure on people, right? The change of the seasons. Usually it's a lot colder around this time of the year, especially live in Pittsburgh. So you may not get as much sun, and that can have effects on your emotional wellness. So a lot of it is that, people are doing too much this time of year, good, and enjoying themselves, which is fantastic. Just be careful and have a strategy going in so that the holidays can be the best time ever. And one of the best strategies you can do is come on down to the Wellness Week. We are live throughout this week. We're here today until 5, tomorrow until 5, and Saturday until 4. If you can't make it down physically, we are located very conveniently at 2419 Baldock Road, right in the heart of Pittsburgh, PA. It's really easy to get to regardless of where you live throughout the city, even Western PA. We have people come as far as New Hampshire, and a lot of people within an hour or two just drive over anytime. So the nice thing is that it is convenient for people to get to. There's free parking in the front and the back. And we're open at great hours. So we have an incredible team here. We have Kevin helping out, Joe, June. Everyone will be down here today, Mikey G. So yours truly, of course, Jamie Dorley. So come on down. We're here all day. If you can't make it in today and you'd like to purchase something, everything's on sale. Regardless if you come in, go to our website or go online. Regardless if you call in or go to our website. Easy for me to say, Joe, because I'm a shopper. I like to go live. How about you, Joe?
Live and in person.
So you can come down and join us in person. Go to the computer, wowpgh.com, or give us a call. What's that number? 412-922-WELL, 412-922-9355. And the great thing is if you go to the website, thanks, Phil, for popping that up there, wowpgh.com. If you go to the website, you still qualify for the discounts. So a great way to participate. You can come down, you can call, you can go to the website. And not only that, we have the events going on this week, but we've extended the holiday sale throughout the month. However, if you do come in, what are some of the advantages? Well, one of the great things is that you can ask questions to get help from anyone on the team. Nutraceuticals, supplements, food-based nutrition can be very complicated and complex. We have an entire team that dedicates their life to really being able to read the labels, know the ingredients, know the patent and research trademark forms, know the delivery systems, what are some of the pitfalls we got to prevent. So if you want some expert advice, come on down. Some of us have been doing this for over 30 years, right, Joe? So we are very passionate about it. We don't feel like we're working. We're here to help you. So come on down if you have any questions. The other thing that's nice, too, is that you can pick up the free travel sizes, not only of Nutritional Frontier, some of the great ones like Calm Day and Sleep Time, which I'm going to be hitting on real soon for managing stress during the year. But you can also get things like Argentin Silver and Copper. These are free bottles. So thanks to our friends at Argentin, Seth Quinto and the family down there doing an incredible job of offering the top quality silver and copper right here at the Wellness Center. So thanks, Seth and the team down there, doing an incredible job of supporting us at the World of Wellness. In addition, we have all the different treats out. We have the Rice Krispie treat, we have the protein bites, we have all the samples, and we're also making smoothies. So some of your favorites would be here, and if you have any special requests, we can make those up. And we have all the colors out, including the #1 formula at Nutritional Frontiers, the greens, available in Apple Jacks, and now in hot chocolate, the cocoa flavor. So you can take advantage of those. Speaking of hot chocolate, a lot of our clients are using the chocolate greens as a hot chocolate. So there you go. There's one of the 5 strategies. Supplement, right? Don't eliminate. A lot of people think that you have to eliminate things. You don't. You can find a healthy alternative. Just like if you like to do smoothies, why not do a nice smoothie with a good protein base in it? Can you add frozen fruit and those things? Sure you can. Natural peanut butter, coconut milk, almond milk, rice milk, whatever you like. But that's one thing we're going to talk about today is a strategy to utilize the food-based nutritional supplements. These are not nutraceuticals in a capsule, but actually powdered food. And the sciences have been so advanced, especially in the 10 years, the texture, the flavor, the quality of them, the bioavailability, they absorb so well. And now, in this new economy we live in, these are what I call budget busters for the grocery store. Where can you get a full meal with high-quality protein, carbs, fats, fiber, phytonutrients, and PRTs for under $4 a meal? Nowhere. No. You definitely can't make it at home. You can't go out to a restaurant anymore and do that for lunch or dinner. But it's a great way if you want to have that metabolic shift going on in your body. And you can do it in one meal by doing your Shake-A-Day Club. Are we accepting any new members of the Shake-A-Day Club? Yes. We are always accepting new members. So all you got to do is jump on there. It's a great strategy to have during the holidays. So let's talk about the biggest thing overall is, one of the strategies you want to handle is emotional wellness, right? So I have a ritual every morning, and I try and repeat this throughout the day. But, I get up, I do my prayers, I drink water, take the superbiotics. That's step 1. Right? Then I have a series of different things that I read either on the phone, and I have 2 groups that I text to send out some good passages or some healthy affirmations that day or messages, whatever it may be. I do some reading. I listen to audio. Then I read the book and do some journaling, right? That's what I do each day. Now, I'm constantly updating that and refining it. But I do notice a big difference when I do the ritual in the morning versus not doing it, right? Then I'll have some nice organic coffee, do a workout or a nice walk, and then I get ready for the day. So, I divide the days into 4 quarters, just like a football game is, and each quarter of the day is a little bit different, but they got to connect together because sometimes the day could be overwhelming. So when you find yourself being overwhelmed with what you have to do that day, write down what you have to do and divide it into those 4 quarters, right? So Q1 is really important because if you want to win the day, you got to win the morning. And you can't get up and just rush out of bed and run everywhere right away. You got to ease into the day with a good strategy. So I like to do that. Occasionally I'll listen to a podcast. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm walking. And sometimes just a walking meditation. So just like our foundations, right? Emotional wellness, prayers, meditation, journaling, affirmations, do your readings, do your audios, listen to those podcasts that get you going in the morning. And when you're really jammed up, write it down in a book because your head and your brain were not created to be a compartment to store useless information. If you're worried about something, write it down. A week from now, look back. Over 95% of the things we worry about never happen. So writing it down, giving it up to God or whatever you believe in is a huge advantage to start the day. And there's some great nutraceuticals. So Philly Phil is going to put on an incredible video. This is from Dr. Roland Guz. He is an MD pediatrician for 30 years and a self-proclaimed skeptic to nutritional frontiers. And he had a patient, because he does see some of the kids into their 20s, that was suffering from adrenal fatigue, and the kid's only solution was suicide. So, folks, we have a lot of fun here at World of Wellness and Nutritional Frontiers, but we are on a mission to continue making the world healthy one person at a time. So if you don't believe what our team is saying, let's listen to Dr. Gutierrez. So, Phil, you want to hit it? So good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here with Dr. Roland Guz in Winter Park, Florida. Good morning, Doc. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great.
Well, it's so nice to meet you earlier this year at our professional training event. And we have some exciting reports back from utilizing the protocol. You want to share that with us?
Sure, absolutely. I was a little bit I was a skeptic when I first got into functional medicine. Being an allopathic traditional medicine for 30 years, that's my my cuckoo clock.
Well, we got the birds chirping and you're smiling, so let's keep rolling.
Well, I have this 27-year-old patient who got his master's degree. He's an engineer, very high-powered individual, but he came in and he said, you know what, I'm going to fly back home to my home country and I'm going to commit suicide there because I don't want my parents to have to deal with my body here. And I said, well, what's going on? I took a history and I found that he had very severe adrenal fatigue, wasn't sleeping well. His diet was all over the place. So we fixed that with his diet, and we started him on Nutritional Frontiers, the Keep Calm kit, which included the sleep time, the Adrenamax. We put him on supplements from the company. And, I kept in touch with him, obviously, pretty much twice a day to make sure he was doing okay.
So he was on the Adrenamax, Super
Right.
B, Calm Day, and Sleep Time?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, what a great protocol.
Yeah, so a little skeptical again at first, but after the first week, he said, you know what, I'm gonna change my flight. I'm gonna stay in town. I said, no, that's great. And then after the second or third week, he said, I'm feeling better. I said, that's great. I said, would you see a counselor to talk about what's going on? He said, yeah, sure, I'll see a counselor. At the 6th week, he came in, he said, I'm sleeping better, I'm feeling better, I'm happier, I don't want to kill myself anymore.
Oh my God.
That's really fantastic. Now, and 2.5 months later, he's got this beautiful French girlfriend. I see him walking around. He gives me a hug every time he sees me. He said, thank you, Doc, you changed my life. And it was because of this company, Nutritional Frontiers, and their protocol and the medication, the supplements that there is better than any medications I could have given. And because of that, his life is saved. So thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Doc. I got chills all over, and that's what our mission is, to continue making the world healthy, one person at a time. And thanks for having the trust in us. Would you recommend us to any of your colleagues out there?
Oh, absolutely. If you're not using these products, then you are missing out, and your patients are missing out as well.
And we can use this video for any... Wow, that says it all. From suicide to French girlfriend. Thank you, Doc. You saved my life. A self-proclaimed skeptic had trust in us. And why did he trust us, Joe? He trusted us because his wife actually went to one of our doctors, Dr. Edwin Lee, MD, functional endocrinologist in Orlando, and Dr. Lee saved her life. So when Dr. Gutierrez saw that his wife's life was changed and saved, he said, wow, I got to go and talk to them. Dr. Lee's office, Jason Holland, recommended that he come to one of our events because we are highly invested in education. We do events throughout the year, over 100 days of events for doctors, staff, and patients. We also do national events with the vendors and ingredient suppliers. So we are out there in the front line learning the best of what's going on because we are on a mission to make the world healthy. Dr. Gutierrez came to our event, and our staff was incredible rolling out the red carpet for him. We have the best team at Nutritional Frontiers. We may not be the biggest company, but we are the best one, and we work with the best people and want to get the best results. And there's an example. Thanks, Doc. You saved my life. So, folks, we talk about making the world healthy. We're really living this mission, and it starts with one person at a time. So you never know the impact you're going to have on your life or someone else's. And you can't go wrong when you have a stress and sleep kit, especially this time of the year. It's funny, you know what my protocol is right now, Phil? Adrenamax, Super B Complete, Sleep Time, and Calm Day occasionally, but I also use Thyro Complete, right? But it's pretty much the same protocol. I do the Adrenamax this time of the year until about February. Why? It's the most stressful time of the year. It doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. Stress can be good, but you got to realize there's a lot of commitments that you're doing, a lot of traveling you're doing. The weather's changing. Some people are affected, like myself, by not getting the light you need. So a lot of great things there. Emotional wellness, number one. And we talk about the key on that. One of the things he said was that this young man was not sleeping. Hey, folks, how we doing? You know, sleep is the most important part. I think people undervalue sleep. You can just tell by their mattress, right? Or their bedroom, the environment. You know, you spend a third in your life in the bed, you should have a good mattress. People will invest $30,000 in a new car or a used car, but they're going to try and save on the mattress. The environment of the room is really important. So the mattress, falling asleep at the same time, making sure that all the noise, the TVs and the computers and the cell phones and all those things, not a good idea. And if there's any unfinished business for the day, make that phone call, get it off the head. If not, write it down for tomorrow. But sleep is vital. This young man was not sleeping well. Well, that's why he wasn't recovering with his hormones. And folks, you can't wait till it's a sex hormone. You know, the adrenals and the thyroid are the first two of this trifecta. And the adrenal glands are very simply your glands that handle your stress and build your hormones. Okay, so if you have a lot of stress, you need adrenal support. At the very least, Super B complete every day, because your body will burn up the B vitamins because they help build the neurotransmitters. If you think that you have chemical imbalances, we all do. Some are more severe than the others. The building blocks of the neurotransmitters in the brain, things like dopamine and serotonin and GABA, the building blocks are B vitamins. Super B complete's the only B vitamin in the world that has all the B vitamins, including B15, the original vitamin B15, which is DMG. So Super B Complete can have dramatic effects on people because you're depleting B vitamins. And what do people generally do when they're stressed? Well, they're going to use sugar, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol. These do not have B vitamins in it, and they further deplete them. Okay, so if you're doing those things, you may need twice a day to build up. You may use the Adrenamax like this young man did. You may need the calm day and then the sleep time. These are all really safe and effective, but sleep time alone sometimes can have fantastic effects for people because it works on multiple mechanisms of actions in the brain, in the body, so it helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. A lot of things out there will do one or the other. Also, a lot of the over-the-counter or the prescriptions, they're not really sleep aids. You know, things like Ambien will really is like a memory eraser, right? So you got to be careful with the medications or over-the-counters. Generally, you build up a tolerance to those. Sleep time actually works the reverse way in that you don't build a tolerance. In fact, most people, including myself, I don't need it every day anymore. You know, if you're working late or you're behind schedule or, you know, you need extra sleep or you have time to or on the road, you know, use the sleep time even acutely as you need it. So a lot of great things in there from Dr. Gutierrez. You know, I got chills every time I see that video. It never gets old. So thanks, Phil, for popping that up. You know, the other key thing is to continue moving, right? You got to keep moving the body because we're inside. Some people have been inside the last 4 or 5 years, right? We spend too much of our time indoors and sedentary, right? You know, people on the computers, on the phones, TV, even work now. It used to be our culture was a lot of physical labor. Now it's more, you know, white collar labor, right? So it's not so physical, more sedentary, more computer work. And that's great because technology has helped us so much. However, don't fall victim to that. You know, you may want to get a standing desk like we've had requests at the Wellness Center to re-implement those. You may also want to take a break every hour or so and go for a walk. In Japan, I know they do stretching and some kind of calisthenics each hour. Nothing too intense, just to get the blood flow going again, get you on your feet. I like to go for a walk. I'll do some phone calls if I go for a walk or just take a walk multiple times per day. So have a strategy around the holidays to implement movement, not so much working out. Because when people say working out, they almost feel like it's a punishment, right? You should have some kind of training program, but incorporate movement in the daily activities. And that could be something as simple as walking or taking the dogs for a walk. You can do this now in the comfort of your home. Pull up your phone, iPad, computer, YouTube, type in yoga for beginners. There's all kinds of choices you can get in there. And they're all very helpful, and you do it at your pace. In addition, you can go to gyms, right? There's plenty of gyms these days. God, when I was growing up, it was hard to find them. You know, you had to drive 15, 20 minutes just to find a gym. Now they're in every town. So you can do workouts at home. You can go to a gym. You can do it outside. And I know sometimes people say the weather's inclement, but, as long as it's not pouring or freezing rain, you can go outside. Just put an extra layer on. You can put some gloves and a hoodie up and put a couple layers and you'll be good to go. So getting that fresh air, being outside really helps when you're looking at emotional wellness. So we want to keep moving during the holiday season. We want to balance our emotional wellness. We want to sleep properly, and we want to make great food choices. Okay, I'm not telling you not to have your culture, your traditional Christmas dinner. There's a lot of other meals around the holidays. And what I found is that a lot of people tend to throw the towel in right around, I guess Halloween would be a good time to start the sugar season. And we used to think the New Year's resolution started right after January 1st, the 2nd. However, from all the surveys out there, we found it actually starts on the Monday after the Super Bowl, which now could be around February 8th or so. So be careful of, quote unquote, throwing the towel in for long periods of time. If it's a meal or even a day, it's okay. Watch where it becomes more than a day, because what happens is that a lot of this processed food that you may be eating is very toxic to the body, and it takes a lot longer to get rid of those toxins than it does to ingest. So what's a great strategy that we like to recommend during the holiday season to really help manage your stress that you're dealing with? And I think a great tip to do is a shake a day. Now, the first meal of the day is so important. As Joe would say, it's breaking the fast, right? It doesn't mean it's at 6 a.m. It could be at noon. Maybe you're doing intermittent fasting. Regardless of when your first meal of the day is, that first meal sets a tone throughout the day of how your metabolic rate is going to operate. So you have two options that's going to happen in the body, because food's information. So let's use one example. Hey, Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't eat. I'm stressed out this morning. Pop in the drive-thru for a couple coffees, and then they say, hey, would you like some donuts? Well, what the heck, right? So you order 2 donuts and the coffee with sugar and all these things, a lot of creamers. So you ingest that, and what happens? Blood sugar increases rapidly. So what's the body do to overcompensate that? It increases insulin. Insulin's job is to get that sugar inside the cell, but if there's too much sugar, the body keeps pumping insulin, right? That's very dangerous long-term, because that can lead to things like diabetes. So too high sugar, too high insulin, what does that increase? Cravings, fat storage, right? And what's going to happen after that? Your energy levels are going to decrease, right? And you're not going to burn any fat. So metabolically, you had a complete disadvantage right away. It's so hard the rest of the day to catch up. So we like to recommend, instead of making your body a fat storage machine and low energy and high cravings, let's go the other direction and get a cardio metabolic shift to occur in our favor. So that's very simple. Do your shake of the day. I do it at least 6 days a week. I try and do 7. The only time I won't do the shake a day, first meal, is if I'm at a meeting, breakfast meeting or something like that. However, I still try and do one earlier and then have the meal. So the shake a day for me is really simple. I pick a protein blend. Do you want the full meal with the vitamins and minerals and liver support? Go with Ultimate Shake. That's vegan. You want to go with a vegan source of just protein, fiber, and good fats? That's Super Shake. Why would you do that? Well, you don't have some of the extra carbs in there. So for me, I like to do Super Shake. I will do Ultimate Shake too. But right now I'm doing Super Shake because this time of year I tend to eat a little more. So the next option would be Best Whey Protein, which is a creamier whey-based protein without lactose, so very easy to digest. And the fourth option is going to be our Nido Keto, which has great collagen proteins in it, higher fat sources, and very, very low carbs. This is great for tissue remodeling, like the skin and the joints. It's also great to balance blood sugar. There's not any carbs in there. And a lot of people on keto, they can do that. So you have your protein base. And all you got to do is at least 1 scoop of each of those, either one. And then you can add in any of our pro colors. So we have the greens and chocolate and also Apple Jacks. We have the oranges for energy and blood sugar and fat loss. We have the red, which is your foundation with all your fruits and veggies in one. And then we have the purples for all your exotic berries for aging. So start with one of our proteins. We're going to do a shake a day club. Add in 1 scoop of any of the colors, and then ice and your favorite beverage. We recommend to not use whole milk or cow's milk. A lot of reasons why our bodies are not made to digest cow's milk, especially as we age. Not a good idea. What can you use? I use water and ice. I also may use unsweetened coconut milk, rice milk, almond milk, oat milk, something like that. You can try different ones out. These are available in just about every grocery store these days. So the fitness movement and health movement is at its peak right now from when I grew up. And it's only getting better and better. So it's not like we wanted to deprive ourselves and we can't have mocha latte from Starbucks. You can make your own. We have the Super Shake Cafe Mocha with the organo. Joe's drinking one right now. Is that what that is, Joe? You want to come down and show all your fans what you're drinking? Sure. What's the question, Phil?
Slightly elevated blood pressure readings. Can you suggest supplements, other ideas in addition to 7 flowers, exercise, less caffeine, things like that?
Yeah, so great thing for blood pressure is research. Here he is, the godfather of nutrition. Welcome back, Joe.
Hi, folks. Yeah,
How we doing today?
Cafe Mocha was my absolute favorite for coffee for a long time until I tried that creamy Nido Keto in there. And that is absolutely the best creamer I've ever used in a coffee.
So you take the organo coffee, you pop the creamer right in there?
Yeah, actually what I do is I'll put the creamer in first and then pour the coffee and stir it in, and it just comes out perfect.
This guy's got all the tricks of the trade. I tell you what, that's why he looks so good. Joe, we appreciate that feedback. We have a question here. Hold on. You can't, hold on. Hey.
Oh, okay.
Got a lot of people here on the show. So we got a question here. What do we recommend for blood pressure other than 7 flowers? He said eating well, and what else? Managing stress. Yeah. Well, there's research years ago that actually compared the blood pressure meds versus walking. And they said if you do a minimal of 30 minutes walking per day, now it has to be like you're late for a meeting, right? It's not just walking around the house, but a specific 30 minutes of walking per day was just as effective as the blood pressure meds.
That's right. And another thing you can do that is activity related is saunas and heat. That's excellent for circulation. And then on top of that, I would recommend CircuCore just to every single person walking around out there.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a trifecta here, not a bundle. Trifecta, triple, daily triple here. So what I want to do is recommend the 7 flowers. Also, how many you taking? You can recommend, Doc would recommend 6 to 12 a day on those.
Yes, got tiny little pellets, and you can take as many as you need.
Yeah, I was looking for her. Christine was walking through. She's actually gotten herself off blood pressure med.
That's right.
She followed the Messino Protocino protocol. So she does his shake in the morning.
Yeah.
She does 12 7 flowers a day. How many CircuCore you got her on?
4 a day.
4. Some CoQ10. The other thing I would always recommend is magnesium.
Yeah.
That's the number one mineral deficiency. UPMC locally, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, 2016, in the newspaper when people still read it, actually had a whole article, a full page, on magnesium deficiency being the underlying cause of cardiovascular disease, elevated blood pressure, which you're suffering with, diabetes, right? There's a whole list of things that they correlated low magnesium with. Over 300 biochemical processes in the body, number one mineral deficiency. And magnesium, you got to remember, what does it do in the body, right? So for purposes here for blood pressure, calcium, the mineral, will actually help the muscle contract. Magnesium helps it relax.
That's right.
So if you show like blood pressure where it's pumping too much, it may be just magnesium deficient.
It is. And, there's a double jeopardy here, Jamie, because many of these people are on meds, and the number one mineral depleted from the meds is magnesium.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
So that's a good strategy for the holidays. Increase your magnesium, do your Messino Protocino.
Protocino. That's right. Why not get a little protein in your coffee when you can, right?
Well, why not look, the whole idea, the whole theme of the show today, right, is the 5 main things you can do to handle the stress during the holidays. And the premise of the show, Joe, is that you want to substitute, not eliminate.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
No reason that you can't. Look, the guy over here picking up organo coffee, this guy, lattes. So there's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy your coffee.
That's right.
But why not make it a healthy version? I think what's happened from the time we were kids, people actually make their own coffee at the table and talk and laugh and stuff. So
Yeah.
a cup of coffee then was different. I think now what it's become is that it's in such a rush that it's been so processed.
Oh, it's so processed, and then they have to make them fancier and fancier, and they got all kinds of sugars and fats, artificial ingredients. It's just a disaster.
It's just like our food, right? You can get a good, healthy, quality fish, or you can go to fish and chips, right? So it's the sourcing of, and just like the supplements, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
That's why we showed the video earlier. But really important that people look at their food during the holidays. Go to food-based nutrients. Like I said, the young man here is just picking up the organo coffee. Mm-hmm. You got the Nido Keto going right into the organo coffee. So that's a natural creamer. Mm-hmm. Because you got to be careful for these, what they are promoting as food.
Oh, my God.
We call it junk. Because is there junk food?
Yeah, there's no such thing as junk food. There's either food or junk. And, the problem is even some of the things that are disguised as healthy, some of these dairy substitutes, they're loaded with ingredients.
Oh,
loaded.
You're better off doing the dairy.
You're better off
Yeah.
getting organic
And anything
dairy.
that's in a little container that they can leave on the table for weeks or months. What's your thoughts?
No. If it stays there that long, that's how long it's going to stay in you.
Well, Dr. David Klein, I wish I had the video to show on this, but he does a little demonstration for his patients, to prove that he's right.
Okay.
So Dr.
course he
Klein will
does.
do is he'll take the temperature of the patient and write it down, and then he'll give him a creamer in a container, a flavored one, telling him that it affects their thyroid in under an hour. And he says sometimes as little as 15 minutes, the temperature will have a slight decline.
Oh, my God.
Because it's slowing the thyroid down.
Uh-huh.
These hydrogenated fats in there that are congesting the thyroid. So, folks, be careful of what your food source is or what you're considering food, right?
You know what, Jamie? You lower your body temperature, you're going to make it that much harder to burn calories.
Yeah, your whole thyroid's off.
Everything's
Yep.
off.
So I wanted to talk about the food source. Well, thanks, Joe. I know you're busy, so appreciate it. Guys, always there to jump right in, right off the cuff. So it's really important to look at the food you're eating and utilize some of the food-based supplements, right? Things like Super Shake by Nutritional Frontiers, Ultimate Shake, the greens, reds, oranges, and purples. We have Joe using the Nido Keto as a creamer because what is creamer? Fat. When you use the vanilla caramel creamer from Nutritional Frontiers, the Nido Keto, it's a great alternative to using some of these creamers out there that can have detrimental effects on your health, especially your thyroid and your metabolism. So we want to use healthy alternatives. So after the shakes and the colors, what you want to go with is fruits and veggies, right? That should be in salads and greens. That should be your foundation. Make it fun. Put them on a tray. Get some natural dip you can put in there. Leave those out during the day. And you'll realize that they're very filling. They give you good energy, and you'll stay more balanced. After that, I like lean protein. So some people can do organic eggs. Some do organic chicken, grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, turkey, things like that. So some lean proteins, those should be your foundations. Now, if your body fat and body weight are good and you're very active, you can eat some more starch. My recommendations would be maybe steel-cut oats. I love sweet potatoes, yams, baked potatoes, brown rice, those type of things. So you can do some starch if you're more active and leaner. If you're looking to maintain during the holidays, well, maybe you can cut back on some of the starch on the non-holiday meals, right? And we're going to carry this right into the new year. The other thing is look at what you're drinking all day, right? Other than water, what do you drink? So is it soda? Is it sweet teas? Is it juice, alcohol, coffees, whatever it may be? Be conscientious of that, right? Because you may not realize the hidden sugars in some of these drinks. There may be some hydrogenated fats like we were talking about in the creamers. So just be aware of what you're putting in. It's a better option to make the coffee at home with the organo coffee and then maybe the Nido Keto creamer. It's not always an option on the road, but be careful of some of these hidden really trans fats and bad fats and also some of the sugar content. So food's important, and I have a strategy when I go to the holiday meals is that, I'll double up on the meal. Rather than eating as much as I can in one sitting, I'll eat a good amount, and I'll just save a little room for later on. I may have some dessert, and I may have another plate later on. I'm probably going to have the other plate anyway, so I try not to overeat first thing. And I try not to start the cookies and the sweets. I'd rather go with some veggies and dip, something like that, some nuts to ease into the meal. And you don't have to eat it all at once, So take your time, enjoy your company, have some laughs, watch some football, Christmas movies. My favorite movie, were you wondering, Phil? My favorite Christmas movie? What is it? I never heard it. It's called Elf. Yeah. So you want to laugh around. That's my other strategy, is you got to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. As Robert Plant said, does everyone remember laughter? Right? You got to laugh and enjoy your time, folks. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy it. Wherever you are at your point in life, it's okay. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And, often people look back and say, well, I should have did this or that. So why don't you look forward a year, 2 years, and 3 years and look back to right now and say, hey, I'm going to do this differently now. So this is not punishment, right? It's not as if you're being held against your will. It's you should treat yourself right. So there's a time and place to have that glass of wine and a big meal and dessert. And there's a time and place to do your shake a day. So laughter is so important. It'll make you feel better, right? It'll help you digest more, right? It'll give you that good community around your family and friends. And, the best time for a memory is at your emotional high. And no better high than to laugh with friends and family. So those are some of my tips for this year to help handle the stress. So one is look at your emotional wellness. We talked about things you can do in the morning for free. We talked about the stress and sleep kit. Love it. We talked about moving. Again, you can do this for free in your house. You can go for a walk. The best exercise is any. So we want to move. One is turn your cell phone off. That's a good way to relieve stress. So even though I'm at work, I got to shut it off. Thanks, God, for pointing that out. Don't be a prisoner of this thing. If you're having Christmas dinner or you go out to a meal or having coffee or a shake with a friend or loved one, put the phone down for a little bit, please. It's insulting to the person you're with. It's not fair to yourself, right? Time is short. Think about, well, I don't have a lot of time with this person right now or ever. Let's be present. Now, of course, if somebody calls, it's emergency. You know what I do? I tell them to call 911, right? So be conscientious of it. This time on social media or on the phone, right? All that time on IT can sometimes wear us out. So make sure you're sleeping good. Check the environment of your room. Do you have noise? Do you have lights on? Do you have pets in the room or kids? Do you have any type of disturbances going on? When's the last time you bought a new pillow or mattress or a new pillowcase or blanket? Take care of yourself, because sleeping is where your body detoxifies and heals. So really important. We talked about the foods, of course, right? All the different foods we talked about, starting with the nutritionally based powdered foods, things like Ultimate Shake, Super Shake, Best Way, and Keto. All the pro colors like the greens, the reds, oranges, and purples. These are all ways to add in nutrients and be a budget buster for your groceries. Because I want you to do a shake every morning as your first meal and reward yourself and give your body all the nutrients. So throughout the day, you have a cardio metabolic shift to your metabolism and you'll have more energy. You'll eliminate cravings. You'll promote fat burning, right? And who wouldn't want that? So we do that by incorporating that shake a day. So even if you eat that bigger meal later, even if you have some maybe chocolate chip cookies around the holidays, Phil, is that what you like? You can have those treats in that glass of wine. If you start the day with a shake, your body's metabolic rate will be much better. The last one I want to talk about is biohacks, right? So, Joe, you have any biohacks you like? I got a couple of my favorite. One is Probezyme. Take 2 before any big meal, any holiday meal, and 2 possibly after or during the meal. What's that going to do? It's going to help break down all the food you're eating so you can digest it better and assimilate it better. Sometimes I'll take 3. It's not a big deal. You can do 1 to 4. I like them before the meal. I want to get those enzymes cooking in there before I eat. If you're having bloating, indigestion, heartburn, acid reflux, who doesn't around the holidays? Take 2 more Probezyme. So Probezyme is a great way to... 2 before bed. There we go, Joe. Great point. So if you're feeling a little bloated an hour before bed, pop 2 more with your sleep time. That'll help you sleep. So one of my biohacks is Probzyme. You can take this acutely, very safe even for a kid. They can take 6, 9 a day, no big deal. And you only need those higher doses around the bigger meals, which are usually 4 or 5 days a year, right? Especially right now till New Year's. So that's one of my biohacks. Another biohack is glucolyze. So how can we biohack with glucolyze? Well, alcohol is a sugar. So if you're having some beers, you're having some wine, you're having some liquor, make sure you take 4 glucolyzed before you have that first drink. It's going to help your body metabolize the sugar in a healthier way so you won't have quite the effects of those sugar fluctuations like you normally have. In addition, when you're looking at that, you can also utilize not only with the desserts the glucolyze, but you can also utilize a healthy coffee, right? And Joe had mentioned he uses a creamer called Nido Keto. You can use your organic coffee here called Organo. Another great biohack is when we take the chocolate greens and we make hot chocolate. There's a biohack for you. So think about ways you can biohack around some of these challenges you're having. We talked about Super Shake or any of the shakes, shake a day in the morning. That's going to change your metabolic rate right away. Taking a calm day if you have very stressful travel. Maybe you don't like to go across the bridge or through the tunnel or across the state or get on a plane. Or maybe certain relatives, there's some mixed feelings with. Take a couple calm day before they come over, and you'll be feeling much better. So there's some really cool biohacks you can do during the holidays. So emotional wellness, let's move, let's sleep, let's make sure we're getting the right foods, and let's biohack. And, of course, the last biohack is biohacking your mood, which is laughing. So I love to watch Christmas movies. Someone on our team the other day was saying, oh, they're calling me right now. How ironic. It's on silent. It's still ringing. Yeah. One of the things to do is to make sure you don't put too much pressure on yourself, right? So when we talk about laughing and the environment, this is a time to relax this time of year. Someone on our team was saying, no, all I do is go and put my PJs on. It's so dark so soon. I'm watching movies. I said, good, you're not doing that June, July, and August and September. So this is the few weeks to do it a year. If you're doing the other things every day, moving and, making sure your emotional wellness is good and the right foods and the right sleep, doing some of those things and enjoying yourself, that's what you're supposed to do this time of year. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate all support. Let's have a happy holidays for everybody. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. And thank you for all your support. God bless you and yours during the holiday season.